Now we have our wet fingerprint necklace in the middle of our Teflon sheet, but it's not quite finished yet because we have no way to hang it from a chain once we finished it. So you need to take your metal clay needle tool, or just your large needle, and carefully position it and push it into the clay heart at the top on the opposite side to the fingerprint to make this tiny hole through which we're going to put a silver ring, and we're going to use the ring to add a chain. You need to make sure you don't make the hole too close to the edge of your necklace, about 2 millimeters from the outside edge. So position it carefully in the middle, push it straight down and remove it straight up. Now this initial hole is never going to be big enough, so now we have to enlarge it without damaging the surrounding clay. So we have to do this gradually. First, we take a small 1.5mm drill bit and we push this slowly and carefully straight down through the first hole that we made, twisting it as we go and then twisting it again as we remove it so that the clay doesn't lift. Carefully, 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 twisting it back out so the clay doesn't lift. Now your 1.5mm hole still isn't quite big enough. So now we take a 2mm drill bit. And we do exactly the same thing, twisting as we push it in and twisting as we pull it back out again. You will see that because we made our initial hole a little bit in from the outside edge, you now still have a nice amount of silver clay still on the edge of that hole. Sometimes it can lift a bit, so just with your finger, just very, very, very gently, without damaging anything, just push it down so it meets the Teflon sheet again. When we fire our fingerprint necklace, the whole necklace, including that little hole, will shrink. So don't worry if it looks a little bit big right now, it will get smaller. Now, you can, of course, add a name to your wet clay using letter stamps at this stage. These can be bought in a huge variety of styles and fonts from any good jewellery supply store. Impress Art are lovely ones. You can get letter stamps to make names. You can also get design stamps, so you can add things like little hearts and little butterflies if you want. But I'm probably going to make another video for that, or this one's going to end up being insanely long. Your completed fingerprint necklace now has to be left completely dry before you can move on to the next stage, which is firing. You always have to make sure it's 100% dry before you attempt to fire it. I'm going to say that twice because this is so important. It's crucial, crucial, crucial. Trying to fire silver clay that's still damp can lead to all sorts of problems, not least ruining your lovely fingerprint necklace, which could bubble or crack or snap. In some cases, it could even explode and fly around the room, which is just dangerous. PMC Flex takes a lot longer to dry than some other metal clays, purely because it is designed to retain the water to give you extra working time. So it won't dry at normal room temperature. Don't stick it on a windowsill and hope for the best. To make sure you completely dry it out, you can either place it in a food dehydrator if you own one. You can heat it gently with a hairdryer, but I wouldn't really recommend that because I've seen them go flying across the room. Or you can place your whole Teflon sheet with your clay necklace onto a flat baking tray. You can then place this into your conventional home oven. The temperature should be set at 150 degrees Celsius, which is 300 degrees Fahrenheit, or approximately gas mark 2. You need to place it on a low down shelf, and it needs to stay there for a minimum of 20 minutes to ensure your fingerprint necklace is completely dry.